as I told you yesterday, today in the masterclass, we're going to talk about how to write a story. Okay? Writing a story is this one of the choices for the second part of the B1 written test. First part, email. Second part, writing a story or writing an article or writing a review or writing an essay. The most difficult is writing an essay. The easiest is writing a story. Why? Because the story has a sequence, okay? And besides having a sequence, the test can give you either the first sentence or a set of pictures, 3 pictures for you to tell the story shown in the pictures, okay? So today we're going to start with writing a story following one sentence. The first question is, aha, miss, nice. How can we write a story? This is an schema for beginners, people who are starting to write stories, where you can see how to outline your story, what to include in your story. They say identify the time, location, main character, and conflict. Rise in action, describe what is happening. Climax, write about the turning point and the character's reaction. Resolution, speak about the solution, falling action, describe about how the main character is trying to solve the conflict, and resolution, speak about the solution of the turning point conflict, write the ending, okay? Actually, there is a simpler way to describe this. So here we have what happens before the event. These two parts that says introduction and rising action describes what happens before the event. Okay, that is what they call rising action and introduction. Climax is the event itself. The event itself. What is the reason for the story to happen? Okay, let me bring Carlos. Okay, and then in here, falling action and resolution is what happens after the event. Morning, Carlos.
One name is
So we have 3 things we need to mention when we work with stories. First, what happens before the event itself, and what happens after the event. Okay. For example, and something noticeable, stories are always in past tense. When you tell a story using this schema that is stories for beginners, we always write the stories in past tense. Simple past, past progressive, past perfect, okay? Always in past tense, never in present, never in future. Ajá, y si yo quiero decir que un personaje va a decir que se va de viaje, you use the inverted commas, las comillas. For example, Peter thought, Peter pensó, comillas, I am very tired, comillas, inverted commas, okay? But usually in this case of writing a story for a test, it's better to keep yourself in past tense, okay? Questions up to now? No problem? For example, let's make a very short story here. Let me write a very short story here. Okay, let's say, Pete was an office worker and at a bank. He didn't like his job because his boss was a mean person. Okay? Pete was an office worker at a bank. He didn't separate, remember, iba separado. No puedo corregir. He didn't like his job because his boss was a mean person. One night, he dreamed he won the lottery and quit his job immediately. So what are we saying here? What happens before the event? Before the event, we present the main character and conflict. Pete was an office worker at a bank. He didn't like his job because his boss was a mean person. Okay, so here we have the introduction. One night he dreamed he won the lottery and he quit his job immediately. What is this? The rising action. What is happening? He dreamt about he won the lottery and he quit his job immediately. Let's go to the event itself. That the next morning, and we understand is the next morning after his dream, he passed by a kiosk, a stall, un kiosquito, and he saw a lottery ticket. He remembered his dream and decided to buy it. Surprisingly, his ticket was the winner for $1 million. Okay. The next morning, he passed by a stall and he saw a lottery ticket. He remembered his dream and decided to buy it. Surprisingly, his ticket was the winner for $1 million the day after. Means not the day he bought the ticket, but the day after he bought the ticket. What do we have here? The event itself. Okay, this is the event itself. Finally, we have the resolution and the following action. Pete was amazed. His dream came true. Su sueño se hizo realidad. As soon as he cashed the lottery ticket, sorry. So the lottery ticket, he ran to his job, told his boss he was a rude person, insulted him, and quit his job. So notice, first we have the introduction. Pete was an office worker at the bank. He didn't like his job because his boss was a mean person. Here we have time, location, worker at the bank, main character, Pete, conflict. He didn't like his job because his boss was a mean person. Okay, rising action. What is happening? One night he dreamed he won the lottery and quit his job immediately before the event. What is the event? The next morning he passed by a stall and saw a lottery ticket. He remembered his dream and decided to buy it. Surprisingly, his ticket was the winner for $1 million the day after. The climax, the event. What happens after he won the lottery? Pete was amazed his dream came true. As soon as he cashed the lottery ticket, he ran to his job, told his boss he was a rude person, insulted him, and quit his job. The solution of the turning point, which was the solution, she changed the lottery ticket, and the final action, what happened after he won the lottery? He ran to his job, told his boss he was a rude person, insulted him, and quit his job. Okay, as you can see, is if you know how to organize your ideas, it is easy to write the story. Okay, when it is difficult, when you have, okay, write a story about a dog. Escribí eso que un perro. Ay, ¿y qué escribo del perro? ¿Cómo comienzo? El perro era marrón, the dog was brown. Wait. And the dog ran away one night. Momentico, pero primero first I have to identify what kind of dog, who's the owner of the dog, the characteristics of the dog. Ajá, entonces yo quiero decir que se escapó. Ajá, that is the event. One night, the dog jumped the fence and ran away from home. Ajá, el perro se escapó. Y its owners, the owners of the dog noticed the dog ran away the next morning. And they decided to find it. Okay, so the event. They put signs in all the paths, they asked the neighbors, etc. Okay, and they found the dog at a neighbor's house 7 blocks from their home. Resolution, they took the dog home, they put the fence higher, they rebuilt the fence higher for the dog not to run away, and they were happy. What happened after the dog ran away? They looked for the dog, they found the dog, they took the dog home and do the build up the walls for the dog not to escape again. Okay. Do you have any question about how to organize your ideas when you're writing a story?
No.
No problem. Guido, we're okay? Carlos?
No
The
problem.
most important thing is you keep writing in past. That is that's the point where people always make mistakes when writing story. They forget they need to write in past simple, past progressive, past perfect. They forget it and made mistakes. Okay. So please take a capture of this. Take a screen capture of this because you're gonna need it. What's the task for today? I'm going to give you one sentence, only one sentence for you to write a story. Following the steps we have just seen, okay? What happens before the event, which was the event, and what happens after the event. In Cambridge, as I'm going to do now, they give you a starting sentence. And that is the way you're going to continue your story. In this case, the starting sentence will be, That's your first sentence. Raúl and Silvia arrived at the beach hotel at noon. Okay? From now on, you have to write your presentations. Who are they? Why they arrived at the beach hotel at noon? Okay, why they are at the beach hotel, then which was the incident, what happened to them at the hotel, and finally, what did they do? Okay, I'm going to give you, let's see, 15 minutes. You're going to write them together. Los tres van a colaborar para escribir esta historia. And when I return, after 15 minutes, I'm gonna be here. So if you need, I need 5 minutes to do something that I cannot stay here. And then I return and you're going to tell me the story you wrote, okay? You can divide the task. You can say, okay, Eduardo, I'm going to write the presentation. Carlos is going to write the event and Gil is going to write the ending. But you have to agree, okay, about what to write. Your 15 minutes starts now. Okay, it has to be at least 75 words. Remember, all in past tense. So go. Your time begins now. I am back, but I'm not listening to you. Okay, so you can discuss what you're going to write in English, in Spanish. I'm not listening to you. Okay. If you have a question, raise your hand.
Okay, Miss.
Where is the five step? Everyone have to do the history complete. Yes, where is the five step? No. Hello.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes?
Where is the five step?
The fifth step. No, there are three. Before the event, then we have the event,
Introduction.
and after the event. Okay, in short, this is what you're going to say. So we have three steps. What happened before the event? So Raul and Sylvia arrived at the beach hotel at noon. What happened when they arrived? They went on vacation. They went to the beach on vacation. They decided to go to the beach because they loved the beach. They had made the reservations, or they had paid for their hotel room for 5 days before they arrived. They always dreamed of visiting the beautiful beaches that they were now. What happens before? Then the event, and you should have decided, deberían de haber decidido what is going to be what was the problem, what was the incident of the story. And at the end, what happened after? Let's say the event was a huge rain. On their second days there, it started to rain and they were unhappy because they went to the beach to have sun, to relax, and it was raining. I had to stay into the hotel, and the rain became so huge that the hotel flooded, se inundó el hotel. So it depends on what you decide. And then what happened after the flood, in the case that the event is that the hotel flooded.
Okay.
Right? Good.
Um, ok, yo tengo ya la mitad de lo que vamos desarrollado. No sé qué tengan ustedes, chicos. Perdón que no les haya dicho nada, pero estaba concentrado tratando de no perder las ideas.
O sea, alguien elija un tema.
A mí se me ocurrió que, que ellos sufrieron un accidente, que ella, ¿cómo es que se llama? Algo simple, pues, ¿no? Como que van a la playa, ¿no? Aquí nos indica que va a la playa, y yo escribí como que ellos van al desayuno, a buscar el desayuno, y mientras van caminando por la calle, se cae, Silvia se cae, se rompe la mano, y Raúl está como que asustado, pues no, obviamente, y la lleva al hospital, y él se siente bien de estar en el hospital. Eso es como el
Yo
nudo.
creo que nada de tragedias. Muchas
Nada
tragedias
de
con las que ya
tragedia.
vemos. Nada, o sea, el accidente puede ser de que se lo olvidó la nevera, la
Algo más
toalla,
sencillo.
algo más sencillo, sí, sí, sí. No, que se
Ya,
accidentó y se fue al hospital.
a ver. Tomando entonces
Bien.
esa línea de que se le queda algo, que también es muy bueno y también rápido como para desarrollarlo, ¿qué específicamente se le puede haber quedado? Tomando en cuenta de que, nada, van a la playa, pues, ¿no? ¿Qué se les queda? ¿Qué les hace falta?
Eh, eh,
¿Algún accesorio de belleza podría ser?
sí, a ver. A ver qué puse ahí yo. que se le olvidó la hielera.
Ya, perfecto.
Eh,
They forgotten the cooler.
y
Ya, perfecto.
Raúl no es alguien que se rinda, ¿verdad?
Ok,
Fue a la tienda cercana a la playa, propuso que fueran lo que necesitaban.
exactamente. No, no se complican antes. Está chévere. No se
Ah,
complican hasta esta cuestión de que se le queda la hielera de pronto con cerveza, jugos, etcétera, etcétera, y buscan por ahí rápido una solución. Ya, ahí tendríamos hasta la mitad, déjame ver,
entonces,
hasta la mitad del
regresaron a la
desarrollo,
playa
pues,
y
¿no?
disfrutaron su día al máximo.
Sí, porque va también de acuerdo como el ejercicio que deja la misma, ¿no? Me gustó bastante. Ya, ahí estamos como que hasta la mitad. ¿Cómo lo cerramos bien? Dice resolution. Speak about the situation, the turning point conflict, right ending.
La resolución es la importancia de la comunicación, el trabajo en equipo.
Are you ready
Mhm.
or not yet?
Not yet, miss,
Not yet.
but
Okay,
just
don't
a
worry.
few, a
Let me give you
one,
5 more minutes. Okay?
please. Ya, ok, entonces, ya, nos quedamos con la pérdida perdón, con el olvido de la hielera.
Y cada uno dice lo que tiene de lo que ha hecho. ¿Dónde está Carlos? ¿Qué dice?
No sé.
Yo puedo decir antes del evento, ¿qué tienes después del after, Carlos?
Eh,
O el orden, como quieran. Ya no hay
no,
tiempo
pero
para analizar una historia
decía el
completa
de
entre los
event.
tres.
Yo tendría que,
Ah,
que después del before, tendría que iban a un concierto en la playa. Qué sé yo,
¿Ya?
usted está hablando de que se le perdió algo. El primero inicia que se le perdió algo y después fueron a comprar eso y se fueron a un concierto, me imagino.
entonces yo
Algo así.
digo el after del evento. O sea, el
No,
after es el por qué quieren ir a la playa.
pero yo tengo el de event.
Tú tienes,
De event, el de medio. El de
tú
event.
tienes el evento.
Sí.
Entonces ya, tú quieres el evento. ¿Tú qué quieres, Eduardo? ¿El after o el
Yo,
before?
yo podría hacer el before, pues, ¿no? El ending, como quien dice. En base a lo que ya ahorita
Tú
tú más o menos
terminas.
planteaste, que sí, sí, que va como que ahí. También con lo que dice Carlos, o viendo el hecho de que es un concierto, puede ir como que por ahí, pues, ¿no? Se me ocurre.
Ajá, ya.
Entonces eso, pues, ¿no? Nos quedamos con de Forgot the Cooler. ¿Eh? ¿Dónde? Pues, it was. Mm, and snacks. Keep enjoy of the journey. Entonces, nos quedamos con ese orden. Guido, tú arrancas, Carlos da el desarrollo y yo cierro, ¿así?
Ya, ok.
Ajá.
Yo voy a mencionar que planearon llevar juegos,
Ya.
bebidas, un cooler. Entonces,
Ujú.
y ahí el conflicto es durante el evento de que se olvidó, fueron a comprar, regresaron, disfrutaron el día y al final recalcan el tema de la comunicación, la resolución de conflictos pacíficamente,
Ujú.
no sé, por ahí va el tema, ¿no?
Ya. ¿Cómo lo que
Ok,
lo que tú tenías, Carlos, con respecto a lo del concierto, lo acoplas con lo que acaba de decir Guido? Es una situación parecida, solo como que
Eso,
tendrías que acoplarla a lo que tú ya tienes.
¿Quién inicia? Guido.
Ajá.
Sí, ya también.
claro, es que eso es de improviso, algunas cosas, ¿no? No son planeadas. Entonces, durante el
Vale.
evento vieron que había un concierto, ya, bacán, digo yo.
Encaja. Perfecto. No, sí, sí. Ujú.
Porque
Y al
hay cosas que,
final, y al final yo voy a decir que ellos perdieron su hielera. Imagino que algo
ya,
tendrás que
perfecto,
decir.
perfecto.
Ya, por ahí vamos entonces.
Ok, are ready, miss?
Ya. We think we're
Miss,
ready. Se quedó congelada la pantalla de la profe. Ah,
hello,
ahí.
miss.
Hello, hello, hello. A ver, levantemos la mano.
Don't
Reaction.
listen us.
Me dan un minuto, por favor.
Ok. Ay, cómo hablo de esas cosas mal. Ya.
Are you ready? Okay. Guido says you're ready. Nice. So let me open my whiteboard so you can tell me before the event. Okay, you can put it, the before the event setting, please put it in the chat so I can put before the event. Don't tell me who did what, okay? Because the idea is not to say, aha, you did it, Eduardo, you didn't do it well. No, the idea is that everybody can get the information. So please, which was the before the event text?
Eh,
If you have it written, put it in the chat. Okay, same with the event and same with after the event. Because I guess each one of you took one part of the story. I don't know because you made the decision.
I got to say
Okay.
the before the event.
Okay, tell me.
Right?
Yeah, tell me. If
Okay.
you can put it in the chat, okay.
Okay.
If not, dictate
The history
the story.
is about the story is about the role of Sylvia.
Mhm. No, wait.
My part
I need the text.
I want to talk.
The text. What happened before the event?
In the chat.
Just put it in. If you have written it, put it in the chat.
Well,
Okay, because the idea is not that you tell me
whatever.
what you think. Okay, as you want, dictate so. They
They
uh-huh.
anticipate their trips to the beach for weeks.
Uh-huh.
Their life
Their lives, sus vidas,
yes.
uh-huh, their lives
Their life has been hectic
had been, because we're talking in past tense, hectic.
with long work hours.
Long working hours.
Working hours and endless responsibilities.
My God. Ah, I made a mistake. I
What?
deleted. Okay. They anticipated this trip for weeks. Weeks or a long time? What did you say?
Her trips to the beach for weeks.
Mhm. This trip for weeks. Not to repeat which. Period. Their lives had been hectic with long
With long work hours and endless
Working.
responsibilities.
hours and responsibilities. Period. Uh-huh.
Yes. They needed a break from the daily grind.
Break.
A break.
Mhm, A break.
Pausa.
A break. A break from their daily routines.
From the daily grind.
Yeah. Their daily routines, sus rutinas diarias.
Yes.
Routines. Okay. That's it, or you have more information?
More. Okay.
Mhm. What else did you add?
They planned it.
They planned.
Meticulous.
They planned it.
The plane.
The plane.
The plane.
The plane. The plane.
Taking their beach essential.
The plane took the essentials to the beach. I don't get it. What do you want to mean?
No. They planned to
Uh-huh.
packing their beach essential.
They planned to pack, llevar en una maleta,
To pack or packing. Yes.
the beach essentials.
The beach essentials.
Their beach essentials. It's better.
Beach game, sunscreen,
Uh-huh. Sunscreen,
and a cooler
a cooler,
and cooler fillers with refreshing drinks.
coolers with refreshing
A cooler with
drinks.
refreshing drinks.
Uh-huh. Coolers filled with.
Yes.
Okay, with refreshing drinks.
Yes.
Any other
This-
information? That's it. Okay, good. We know,
No.
okay, we know them, that they wanted to travel. Remember, this is before. Their life has been hectic, they've been very busy, they needed a break, they plan to pack their beach essentials, sunscreen coolers filled with refreshing drinks, etc. Okay, we add the etc. as there are many things you can pack for a trip to the beach. Okay.
Yes. Check the weather forecast.
Okay.
Is a good weather for a perfect day.
They also checked the weather forecast to choose the best days. Period. Okay, who's in charge of the event? What happened to them at the beach? Who took it, Eduardo or Carlos? And remember, if you have it written, you can put it in the chat and I do copy paste. Okay, so Carlos, you have the
Yes.
event. Okay, tell me.
After they arrive at the hotel, while we were at the hotel, they heard
After they arrived at the hotel, the what?
no, while they were at the hotel,
Okay, while they were. While they were at the hotel, comma,
they
uh-huh,
they heard
they heard
that there will be a concert.
that it would be a concert.
The next day on the beach.
At the beach, first the place, then the time. At the beach, the next day. Period. Uh-huh. What's next?
And they went to that concert.
And they went. They went to that concert. Uh-huh.
And they saw
They saw.
that they lost their color.
They noticed. Se dieron cuenta. They noticed that they lost their coolers.
Color.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? That's it?
Yes.
Okay. After the event, what happened after they lost their coolers? Eduardo, what happened after they lost their coolers? Why we write Raul and Sylvia now? Because we have day. And in one moment, we need to re-identify the people we're talking about. Okay, that's why I changed day from Raul and Sylvia. I can do it here while Raul and Sylvia were at the hotel, or while they were at the hotel, comma, Raul and Sylvia heard. But in some point, we need to change they by their names. So the people who is reading, the people who are reading can get that, okay, they means Raul and Sylvia. They means Raul and Sylvia, okay? So Eduardo, Raul and Sylvia, after the event, Eduardo, I can hear you. What happened to Raul and Sylvia?
Sorry.
Okay.
They realized that that the cooler that doesn't have so many importance because
Colors weren't to be important. Weren't so important.
because found drinks and snacks in a supermarket near the beach.
Goodbye. Snacks and drinks at the supermarket near the beach.
Sylvia
Okay.
says to Raul,
Sylvia said,
said to Raul,
uh-huh,
the most important thing about this trip was his communication and work each other like a couple.
most important thing about this trip was the communication they had. And what
And
was your last remark?
you know, the fact that they acted like a couple, like with understanding.
They could behave, se podían portar like a couple. Okay. So notice here we have actually the things we need for writing a story. First of all is in past tense. Great. Secondly, before the event, before the concert, because the event would be the concert. Okay, the concert at the beach was the event. Good. Okay. Then we have on the top before. Okay, before the event, we have the information. Okay, how were their lives? How their lives were. Okay. Why they need to go to the beach. How they need, why they needed the trip. Okay. And of course, arrangement for the trip. Take their things, etc. The event was a concert at the beach, and after the event, concert at the beach and losing. In this case, they're coolers. They lost something, and after the event, what did they do? That they decided items or things they lost weren't so important, and they felt satisfied with the experience. Okay, of course, I can say then at the end, the fact that they could behave like a couple. They return to their city or they return to their jobs feeling relaxed, feeling well, feeling great, to keep on working and waiting for the next vacation. Okay, this is the idea of writing a story. Be careful to follow all the steps needed, okay, such as talk about the previous event, the previous facts, or describe the previous situation, then the event, and finally what they did after, or what did the main characters did after. It is good that in the first part you describe the people, you describe why they do that, where they lived. You can say Raul and Sylvia anticipated this trip for weeks. They live as their lives as busy bank employees or as executives or as CEOs at companies where it had been hectic. They worked for long hours. They have a lot of responsibilities. Okay, so you can also enrich that, but fine. Maybe the event can be a little bit longer. Say while they were at the hotel, they heard that it would be a concert at the beach next day. The concert was from I don't know, from a rock band. They like it. So they were very happy and decided to go to that concert. The concert was at night. Okay, the band played wonderfully. They enjoyed the music. They jumped, they sang. Okay, maybe a little more description about the event would have been better. Okay, and of course the closing is okay. Also, they have all the details. They noticed the coolers. They weren't so important that they could go to a supermarket near the hotel and buy everything they wanted. So they didn't pay attention to that, but they paid attention to the fact that during the concert, they were happy and they noticed they could communicate, la, la, la. But the thing I see is that this part, the event could have had more descriptions and say why the event was so important in the story. Okay, that's a little detail was missed. Okay, they decided to go to a concert. Okay, but what kind of concert this was? Why they decided to go to the concert? Did they enjoy the concert or not? So a little more description of the event. Nevertheless, don't worry, because in class, we're going to keep on practicing writing. Okay, writing emails, writing stories. And tomorrow's masterclass would be writing also, but writing not a story, but an article, how to write an article. And we're gonna do it in class also in some moment, okay? So this is all. Remember, I'm going to put this. This is not usually in the classroom, but I'm going to make a small comment in your classroom with this, okay? With this chart and the observations about what is it before the event, and after the event. Okay, so you can have it in your classroom for the moment in which we are going to work with writing articles according to the program. Okay. So thank you for coming. Have a nice day and see you tomorrow. Bye, Guido. Bye, Carlos. Bye, Eduardo. Hope this has been
Bye,
useful for
Bye,
you.
bye, boys.
Thank you.
Bye.